Alright, let me guess, you didn't expect a second stream today. And the reason for that stream is because I actually launched the Discord server, and I kind of wanna have a look and maybe speak to the people who joined to the Discord, and also maybe upload my video to the TikTok and just chat with you guys, because I have here I don't know how many hours. But yeah, I decided why not start a stream if I have time. Why not? So let me write, yay, day, still 38, right? This is day 38, yes, this is day 38. Okay, so let me, as always, check that everything is in place, and first I'm gonna put the music so that you can hear it. Okay. Let's check on the YouTube. I think as always, I need to upload a thumbnail. Live? Am I live? Yes, I am. Nice. Day 38.5. Okay, so here's what happened. So first, what I'm building. I am building this thing, learnapex.com. Basically, the idea behind this platform is that it takes you from complete zero beginner in Salesforce development and makes out of you a Salesforce developer. It's already kind of working quite well. We already have the first 3 modules, and the whole idea behind this platform is that it's not your typical course. You can go here and you can actually practice directly on this website. You can directly practice here tasks. So for example, you can write here string my name equal to blah blah blah, like this, and run, and if you're lucky then it runs, if you're not lucky then you need to reconnect, like this. So this is we're still working, we're still not launched, we're still not official. The launch will be, I guess, in March. I hope it's gonna be in March. Sofu, hi Sofu. And the reason why I have the stream is because I wanted to speak to you about Discord server. And let me go and put a link. How are you going? I'm good. I'm super pumped about the Discord server because people joining. Okay, let's see. Share. So let me share. The application did not respond. Interesting. Retry. Nice. Announcements. I'm live. I'm live again. Should I? Okay, then let me try to send the Twitch handle. Let's see, maybe the Twitch gonna work better. Channel. So Sofu, how are you doing? Or maybe it doesn't. Huh. Interesting. Okay, maybe it doesn't handle links. After Discord launch. I think something going wrong here. I hope your business grows. first we need to kind of launch the business. Then we can see if that's gonna grow. I mean, it should be growing at some point, right? At least if it doesn't grow, I at least know that I'm doing the best that I can. But look at this. Doesn't work, but doesn't matter. So Sheha, welcome. Welcome. So a lot of people joined. That's quite cool. And then you hire me. I see your plan. I see your plan. So the plan for now. Let's see. I'm not sure for how long I can actually stream now, but the plan for now is following. Where's my Xcali drive? Xcali drive. Okay. So first put video on TikTok. Hey Igor, really inspired by the video you post, man. Thank you, welcome. I mean, so something, and this is the reason why I actually started the whole streaming thing. The whole problem with LinkedIn, I've been writing on LinkedIn for a very long time. Okay, so I've been writing on LinkedIn for definitely over a year now. And the whole problem with LinkedIn is that people see basically my... Hi Igor, I'm Skiller video editor, eager to enhance your content's impact. Let's discuss further, excited about the opportunity. I don't know, like if you have something, you can try to edit one of my videos and send it to me and then let's talk, but I don't see a big need in editing. So okay, so here's the thing. Why did I start streaming in general? I started streaming because when I was writing on LinkedIn, I felt that people don't really know me. I had a situation where I was writing something on LinkedIn and people were coming to me on the call and they were like, oh, so this is how you look like. You're like 5 years older than you are on LinkedIn. And I'm like, yeah, hello. So that's how I look. And I kind of feel so I made a lot of connections, a lot of good friends through LinkedIn, and everything that I have so far is because I was writing on LinkedIn. But the problem is that a lot of people didn't really know me there. Like, people only see if you write. So let's take one of like last posts. Let's say this one, right? So people basically spent, this is how people read it, right? And this is normal. I do it this the same way. This is totally normal. But here's the thing. So people read the hook, read this part, because maybe they skip this one, they skim through this text. This is what, 1 second, 2 seconds. They then go like this, quick. Okay, so what is this? Get opportunities. Okay, let's fix it. Yeah, get query. Yeah, nice. Yeah, get opportunities. Okay, got it. Yeah, nice. Bam, like, maybe some comment if they like me, and that's it. So they just spent like 5 seconds reading the post. Yes, I have like, let's say 40,000 impressions. Yeah, but this whole connection, it's like TikTok. It's very shallow. People don't really know me. They have never seen me talking. So when I try to I don't know, organize an event or webinar, people don't really know me, and it matters a lot. It matters so much. So I kind of wanted, for a very long time, I wanted to go into some more long-term content. And first what I tried were podcasting. I also before I tried videos, but because English is not my native language, it's kind of recording videos takes so much time, like double probably the time of people who are native in English. So I tried recording videos. It sucked. My videos are not that great. Then I tried podcasting, but with the podcasting, it kind of felt like I'm wasting a lot of time, because there's a lot of this hustle around podcasting, and the podcasting is kind of artificial. Because, you know, you produce some podcast, you put it out, and then you wait for the feedback. And it takes a lot of time to grow a podcast. And you cannot engage with people directly. Like, that's the problem. And yeah, and this is, at some point, I saw people streaming how they basically built a business. And I was like, oh, wait a second, I can do it too. This is exactly what I was searching for. And I started streaming. I started streaming 38 days ago. And I didn't stop for 38 days. I love it. I love the direct feedback from you guys. I love hanging out. I love that you send me some stuff to check out. Like, this is awesome. This is awesome. So I don't know. For now, I found the type of content that I like producing, and the thing is, it doesn't feel like work for me. It's really fun way. I mean, of course, it's not like I can stream for 20 hours a day, but I like the idea. I like hanging out with you, and I like showing and discussing all the other things. Now, about the story, Um, so I spent basically yesterday and today a little bit to finishing this whole story thing. It turned out to be much more cheesy than I wanted. So my girlfriend, when she watched it, I felt like she's gonna cry, and I like when I watched it, I also felt like I'm gonna cry about the story. So it turns out a little bit cheesy and I don't know, touching, and I did not intend it to be that in that way, but I guess that's yeah, that's how it turned out. But it's at the end, it's a good video. I'm quite proud about this video. So it's a good one. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's fine. Yeah, so I guess over the next couple of days, people gonna be joining the Discord because LinkedIn algorithm kind of stops promoting promoting the post after a couple of days. Okay, so what is this? And by the way, guys, everything that you write here, we can check out on the stream. I built a tool precisely to self professionals to accelerate as complete accurate picture of the given obstacle we are solving. What? Wait, what? I have created a new meeting tool built precisely for SF professionals to accelerate us to a complete and accurate picture of the given obstacle we are solving. Okay. Always looking a good chat to learn more from Break Me. Well, I don't know. Should I click on it? Should I just check it out? Why not? Why not? I don't wanna just put people on the spotlight and imagine. Just imagine you joined the community and immediately 2 minutes after you joined the community, someone who invited you to the community opens the link that you have sent and start either criticizing or saying how cool it is. Let's see. I don't know what's gonna be. New members. While Daniel appeared. Nice. So welcome everyone. And who didn't join? Join. So I wanna also give a quick word about Jordan Nelson. Jordan is a local legend. I don't know if we are fair to call Jordan local or what, international, but Jordan is a legend. He has how many? Almost 90,000 subscribers, and by far this is the biggest Salesforce influencer on LinkedIn by far. I think even Salesforce ban has less. Yeah, Salesforce ban is huge. He has 65,000 followers, right? And Jordan has almost 100,000. Now, one word about amount of followers doesn't matter. That's one vanity metric. Doesn't matter how many followers you have. Doesn't translate directly into anything except ego. But Jordan is cool. Jordan is obviously really good at what he does, at writing and all of that, and I'm quite flattered that he joined the Discord server. And Jordan, if you're watching this, thank you for joining. I appreciate that. And funny that I just realized that Jordan owns a company called Simple Salesforce, and just by accident I called the Discord server Simple Business. Didn't intend it. I did really not think about it, but it happened. So yeah, it happened. But I didn't really think too much about the name of the server. So yeah, it happens. Okay. So what is this Swift BA? This is the tool for Salesforce professionals. Time to value with a powerful meeting tool to build accelerate change. Okay. That's interesting. So it's kind of like a build upon the Google Meets, but specifically for Salesforce. I wonder what's like. So the first, and I don't wanna criticize. Just curious. Like, what's different about this solution? What does it solve so that I cannot solve with existing tools? Like, easy meeting organization, isn't it already solved by the Google Calendar or something? Like, I don't know. And quite frankly, I don't think I'm the target audience for this, because I don't have that many meetings. You know, for the first time in my life, I actually yesterday, I responded to a cold email. For the first time, I have never responded to cold email before. And for some reason, my both emails, they ended up in some kind of folder for, I don't know, maybe founders that you can reach out or something. And all the time I'm getting, every day getting a couple of emails, cold emails, which is kind of crazy. Like, I don't have that much money. What do they want from me? But for the first time, I responded to a cold email. And I want to share with you the tool. And the most interesting part is, why did they respond, right? Because this is something that probably, if you're running a business, probably you tried out cold emails, or you at least heard about it. So it's kind of interesting to reverse engineer, why did you respond for one thing, why did I respond for one thing, and why I didn't respond for other things. And here's the solution. It's called Butter. It's called Butter. And it looks super promising. So the whole idea behind this tool is that it's kind of like Zoom, but it is made for engaging sessions, for basically teaching. And this is so good, because I can show you my setup with Zoom. Basically, the way, I mean, there's no real setup. There's Cult, welcome. I am before you on the hire too. I see. So I'm gonna hire a whole community. So basically, this Butter, the whole idea is that it's kind of more engaging. And the way I was using when I was running my last course is that I was using Miroboard, Kahoot, and Zoom recordings, and Slack, and what else? Canva for presentation. So it's like 6 different tools, and I'm using all of them and basically juggling them. And when I was running the course session, I was basically giving the presentation, and then I was telling people, hey, go to this Miro board and join this Miro board, and I was sending the link to the people, and I would spend like 5 minutes waiting until people gonna join this board, and then some people didn't figure out how to drag and drop the things there, and so it was really annoying part. And it looks like this one wanna solve these things. I don't know if they're gonna do that, but they reached out to me, and as soon as I clicked on them, I can actually show you the message, the cold message that they have sent me. Just a second, let me find it so I don't flash out everything. Where's my let me find the exact. Okay, so this is the exact email that I responded to. And this is, I think it's interesting for those people who are actually running the cold outreach. I think it's quite an interesting thing to distill. Why did I respond? So first, and the first reason why I responded, because it didn't end up in my spam folder, which is already a lot and not that many people to check out the spam folder. Cloud Prism and Butter. So they don't make a bold promise here, like some cold emails that I get there, like, oh, how to one lifetime opportunity to get your business to whatever value, or something very very something where you read it and you're like, bro, you're just trying to scam me, like, what the hell. So, hello Igor, hope you have a great day. I mean, they could just cut that part. I'm Cheska, part of the team building Butter. It's like super-powered Zoom built for trainings, workshops, and bootcamps, and comes with a complete plug-and-play toolbox for more interactive session. This is simple. They just explained basically in one sentence what they do, and if I'm not interested, I would just stop reading at this point. But this is the problem that I have. So it's not like the problem does not exist. This is the problem that I have. I know how painful it is to run basically a bootcamp or a cohort-based course on Zoom. So they say that this is plug-and-play toolbox for more interactive session, and I was searching for something like this. I would like to have more interactive sessions. We're already helping companies like blah blah blah. I don't know these companies, but I will check them out, by the way. To simplify their work around more engaging session that participants love. As a startup, we are always trying to understand the pain points and needs of trainers and instructors much better and build someone that solves it for them. And see that here, they're not really, again, they're not trying to somehow sell me immediately or scam me into something. They basically just say, hey, we don't want to sell you right now, we just want to understand your needs. Which is actually why I'm reaching out. I was hoping that you would be up to share more about your workflow and set up me and our CPO. We'd love to understand more about your approach at Cloud Prism. We could really use some insights from someone with your experience. So you can definitely see that they don't really have that much. So it's not like it's custom made for me, right? But it feels like. I don't care. Like, I know that they probably sent like 1,000 these emails like this. But it's good. I like it. Feels like it was made for me, because they have here Cloud Prism, the name of my company, and they have smiles here and they're very friendly. I like it. If you or someone from your team would be up for it, we'd love to find some time to chat. Our calendar is open here, and actually the calendar was not that open. I think this is one of the improvements that they could make. Look at this calendar. So if I go to the calendar, I can't find anything, and then here's already everything booked out. And then if I look at this, I don't have that many slots. I don't wanna have a meeting here in those slots. So that's kind of I think this is something. So at least when I do some kind of outreach, I just make a whole calendar free for whatever you want to have a call with me. I'm open to it. Like just have a call with me. And I really hope I'm not being too cheeky by reaching out. I've had my fair share of those. A little bit of humor, nice. But I thought, if you don't ask, you don't get. Looking forward to hearing you back. Thanks, Cheska, Growth Officer. Nice. And then I wrote, Sans, thank you, that's interesting. I see that there is unlimited storage. Is it truly unlimited? I expect at least 12 hours of meetings every week. That needs to be stored for 18 weeks. And they replied. And this is awesome. This is just a very smooth experience. They really hit it into my pain point. This is, I think, the biggest reason. They were friendly, simple in their communication and email, and they responded quick, and they offered an easy way to book a call with them. Nice, love it. And the part is that they don't push me. Like, they don't really push me to, hey, buy this thing. No, thank you. But yeah, this is what I got. Let's see. I didn't have a meeting with them, but what they have here, it looks very awesome. And if you're running some kind of trainings, maybe that's something that you would like as well. I don't know, let's see. And they don't seem to be that expensive. So here, for example, for 39, you get basically a lot of everything that you need, up to 200 participants. Like, I'm not gonna have... I could take this one, but I think I need more than 10 hours of recording. So I still don't take them, but the amount of money that I pay for Zoom is huge. So Zoom pricing. So it's 150 a year, right? 150 divided by 12. So it's already 12 euros just for the Zoom every month. But it's not enough to have this one, because you also need to buy storage. So you also have the storage, and you also need to have Miro board, Miro pricing, right? So if you want to run something like real engaging sessions, you do need this one, and I think I have this one, the simplest one. Yeah, so I have 8, so it's already around 20. So you use Zoom, you use Miro, it's already around 20. Then you use for the storage, so you have like 3 different subscriptions, and you're like, 3 different subscriptions. Yeah. Look, it's just 5 gigabytes of cloud. It's nothing. Like, you run out of 5 gigabytes in a week if you have right amount. So yeah, and then I pay something like cloud storage, something like 8 or 9 euros per month for Zoom. So like in total it's gonna be exactly the same as they offer, maybe even a little bit more. So if they can provide what they write on the webpage, let's see. I'm quite curious. I'm gonna report back to you guys. Okay, so look at this. Only 1 follower left till 50. Subscribe, someone. Subscribe, come on. Okay, so what I wanted is to put video on TikTok. I'm not so sure. So here's the thing. I have no idea about TikTok. And I don't know. I don't even know if you can do it from my computer, or do I really need an app? I don't really hang out on TikTok, and I feel like I'm missing out a lot of stuff. So let's do TikTok. Can I create a new account? Sign up. Okay, I'm gonna hide here a little bit of private info. Let's see. What else they gonna ask? Okay. They asked me for captcha. Okay, so guys, this is your TikTok. So this is the thing that everyone's crazy about, right? I know that I can also stream to TikTok, but I'm afraid to do that. Okay, let's find guys that I know should be on the TikTok. So Salesforce for everyone. How much views? This is crazy. That's crazy, wait. I mean, wait a second. Bradley is awesome entrepreneur. Bradley is definitely one of the most influential and best entrepreneurs in the Salesforce ecosystem. He's just crushing it.
And tech jobs, mainly tech jobs, without a degree and how you can get there. And in that video, she's talking all about Salesforce and the degrees you can get that employers actually value at more.
Are those ducks on the background? That's quite funny, though.
Than a master's degree, and you know they value it more than that because they're willing to pay you more for having some of these Salesforce tech certifications than they are to pay you for having master's degrees in pretty much anything. So that's how you know where they put their money is truly where they value these certifications versus where they value degrees. Now, on my channel, all I do is talk about Salesforce careers and how to break into those. So check out the page for more videos and clips about that. The other thing I would highly recommend is the free Salesforce 5-day challenge and the Salesforce for Everyone podcast. Those are going to be your quick hits to breaking into this career path. And of course, ask me anything in the comments.
5 days challenge seems to be a thing because not only Bradley is doing this, also Warren is doing this. I think they're close together.
I finally did it.
What did you do?
I passed my Salesforce admin certification. For those who are studying for their exam, the resources that I found to be the most helpful.
Is there something that I should be aware about TikTok, like some best practices? Okay, so let's see. Okay, Warren. Let's have a look at Warren.
On Platform Developer 1. You have to get that certification if you're trying to break in without too much other experience, or you're not putting your code out there on platforms like GitHub and getting noticed and things like that. So the Platform Developer 1 certification is going to be the one that gets your foot in the door for a lot of the different developer jobs. You'll start getting noticed. People will hit you up on LinkedIn and start to ask you questions about your development. All that being said, though, even though if you have like PD1 and you're starting to get those messages, you now need to like walk the walk, right? You need to actually be able to write any of the code and show off your skills. And that comes down to like actually getting hands-on with your code and having the experience to talk about any technical topics that may come up, or actually like write triggers and do SOCL statements. All of those things are very important to actually being a developer. So the one piece on it, like if you're looking for a silver bullet kind of certification, PD1 will get your foot in the door. It's really on Platform Developer 1. You have to get that certification if you're trying to break in without too much other experience. Or
I see. So this is where Warren. Can I follow? Okay, so Salesforce for everyone. Is there anyone who is similar? Like is there suggestions here? Liked? No. Oh, I have TikTok for desktop. Let's do that. Why not? Hey, where's my TikTok? Come back. So I can not downloader. So I can download TikTok. Can I? No. Oh, I feel like such an old man discovering TikTok. What the hell? Okay, so I can upload from here. Okay, let's upload it. Where's my video? Desktop videos, community launch, and I think that's this part. Yeah, that's this one. I'm launching a free community. Okay, I'm not really sure how to name it though. And as cover, I'm gonna. Okay, so how do I name it? Sofu, are you good at TikTok? I kind of feel like you could be. Look at this. This is actually a good. It looks actually good. Nice. And they require to make your AI, if it's AI generated, then wow, nice. Okay. Cover. Nah. Look at all these faces. Nothing is. Ah, I can upload my own cover. Nice. Nice. Okay. So they say split into multiple parts to get more exposure. Why would I do that? I am launching a community for. You know how people said this Salesforce community for entrepreneurs will blow your mind, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Let's see how people name their videos. Let's go to the Salesforce for everyone, and let's see Salesforce for everyone, and let's see how he is naming the videos. Replying top 3. Barry describes what it was like going from washing dishes for 4 years to being a business analyst at top consultancy. LinkedIn to land a job. It's okay to be nervous. I'm gonna call it then simple. I am launching a business community for Salesforce. Okay? I think it's good. Post. Okay, so this is my profile on TikTok. Why there are no videos though? Did it upload the video? Okay. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Okay, let's how can I modify my profile? But how come that it doesn't show me that I uploaded the video? Come on, TikTok. Edit profile. Okay, nice. I'm gonna take my bio just from the YouTube. So there's a very well-known technique how you can grow your YouTube channel if you're just starting out. Don't do YouTube unless you do first do like TikToks, then try to collect the traffic from the TikTok and push it into the YouTube. I've done it to one of my channels, and here you probably cannot really see it. Let me make it. So I have here a channel with 3,000 subscribers. Let's see. what was the lifetime. So you see, it's not really growing that much, right? But 100,000 views is quite good. But it's still people are still watching. People are still watching a little bit. And you know what we did here? First, we uploaded videos, but also we at some point here at this point we started a TikTok, and since that it started really much better than it was before. But then guess what? I just stopped uploading and that's it, and it died. So because I wanted to publish some videos in Ukrainian, and I was actually all the time I was trying to start some business, and this is what I was telling in the video. But the point is that if you don't have any YouTube channel, you can just go to the TikTok and you can try to do on the TikTok, and then take the traffic that you're doing on the TikTok and try to convert it into the YouTube channel. Okay, so that's my bio. Oh wow, so I cannot put I'm building a business from 0 to 10k a month for the Salesforce community. For Salesforce. You read books? I don't read that many books. I don't read as many books as I wish to read, but here's the recommendation. For the 4-hour work week. One of the best books that I read. Really good book. But it's one thing to read books, another thing is to implement what's written in the books. You can read endless amount of books, but if you don't implement those things, they don't matter. And implementing is much harder, so if you're reading like one book a week, that's kind of doesn't make sense, because you will never have time to implement all these things. Okay, so it didn't really upload anything, and I'm not sure why. Let's try again, upload. I launched the business community for Salesforce. Okay, so now everyone look at this. I'm gonna click post. And if it's not gonna be posted, what the hell? I'm not even gonna change the cover. That's fine. Your videos are being uploaded to TikTok. Upload another video or manage your posts. And it's not there. What the hell? Try what? I can't even... Mayank, I can't even read it. What you say there? What is this thing? Hindu. How am I supposed to read this? I am really not interested in those things. I am sorry. Where's my TikTok? What is scam? What is scam? Let's try to refresh with cache. I guess I'm gonna try to do it off stream with just my phone, because that's kind of strange. Okay, so we have here explore, and what is other thing for Salesforce? Wait. Why is it so loud? Okay, let's have a look what people say about Salesforce.
We are on a hiring frenzy. We have just rolled out a new initiative to hire 3,300 people across various orgs, including sales and engineering. In addition to that, we have just recently retained 8 new executives to add to the leadership team, all of which were previously part of the Ohana family here at Salesforce. So we are thrilled to have them back. Now let's switch gears. Let's talk about AI. Guys, this is the best time to be having these conversations with your customers. In addition, we are on a hiring frenzy. We
work at Salesforce. Of course, we work in the tallest building in San Francisco. It's how we find our way to work.
We work at Salesforce. Of course, we know all of our characters' names.
Who's that?
I only know
We work
Cody.
at Salesforce. Of course, we're going to take our coffee breaks on the Ohana floor.
Wow, the view
We
is
work
sick.
at Salesforce. Of course, someone's
Americans.
going to be wearing a Trailblazer hoodie.
Okay.
Do you want your Salesforce reports to look like this, and like this? All you have to do is download these free Salesforce report templates, and I'm going to show you how. All you have to do is come to the website coefficient.io and then come over here to dashboards. That will bring you to this
Okay.
Oh my goodness, I love this question.
I think.
Okay.
What is Salesforce?
Oh,
Salesforce
Frank.
is a cloud-based
Frank,
software
welcome. You're
company
also on
that
TikTok.
provides customer relationship
Nice.
management software and applications focused on sales,
One
customer
of my
service, marketing,
students.
analytics, and much more. All of these different products
I hate to be the person to say this.
Hi, I'm Brooke, and I was diagnosed with ALS in March of 2022.
Okay, so this is what people post on TikTok. Super simple. What's
This
this?
is enough to have zero experience and just a Salesforce administrator certification and go out and land a Salesforce job making $70,000? And the short answer is yes.
I'm gonna just have you take a deep breath for me. Okay, how'd that feel?
Okay.
Sir? Sir?
Okay, so what is this simple Salesforce? So what I'm trying to understand, what people are posting even on TikTok. Like TikTok seems to be quite a big deal now. And I have never I didn't really experiment that much with TikTok. Okay. Salesforce. Videos. Okay, we already watched all of that.
Yeah, Salesforce is overrated. You should only use it if you're going to be a $100 million company. Their whole shtick is basically making things so overly complicated so that you can never leave them. Don't worry that your friends who love Salesforce love Salesforce. Anybody who loves their CRM
I feel attacked.
loves their CRM. Zoho is like the really poor man's version of Salesforce, and their whole shtick is we have a product for everything that you might want to buy. So instead of you being able to buy the best tool in the market and integrating, you can get our terrible version of it. I don't really know much.
Okay.
I'm sure you're wondering why we gathered you all here since you don't work for us anymore. We know we laid off 8,000 employees earlier this year, but we were hoping that these cute teddy bears would make you forget.
That's true. Salesforce and their firing stuff is quite an interesting thing. Okay, so what is this one?
So you've probably seen this logo before, and you know there's a company called Salesforce, but what exactly does it do? Pop quiz. This is kind of tricky.
I sit by myself, talking to
Okay.
One thing I like about me is that I'm nothing like you.
Oh my god, okay.
Do you guys remember how Salesforce laid off thousands of people earlier this year? And how most of those people were in the HR recruiting space? So they just posted a ton of new jobs even though the layoffs were, what, a couple months ago? And there are two reasons that this is.
Yeah, this is an interesting topic. In Germany, they are kind of forbidden about doing that thing. Like if you're firing someone, you should not be able to reopen the same role if you fire them because you shortened the amount of people that work for you, not because this person did something wrong. Then it kind of makes sense. But yeah, is it so? Is it what people post on TikTok? Because that's kind of okay. I mean, should I try to do some TikToks?
I spent 3 years on the sales team at Salesforce, and they consistently hit their forecasts within 5% accuracy. How do they do this? There's many different ways, and they certainly have the law of large numbers in their favor. But the key here is that they have extremely clear definitions for every stage in the sales process, so that when a deal is in a stage 1 or a stage 2 or a stage 3, it really means something. Secondly, they have a business process.
Great story about Salesforce CEO and founder Mark Benioff. Have you heard about the crazy marketing stunts that he's pulled?
No.
All right, so one time he went to a competitor's, like, they were giving a presentation, and he hired a fake TV crew and a bunch of fake protesters to be like, their product sucks, like, this company's terrible. It was like a big scene outside. And then what he did is, there was a business conference again, this time in France. It was like far from the airport, so all these sales executives were arriving in the small regional airport in France, and he bribed all the taxi drivers to pitch his product while the competing Salesforce was in the back of the taxi. Great story about Salesforce.
Nice. This is interesting. I mean, so nice. Not the story. Don't care that much about the story, but the style, how it's made. I think it's kind of difficult to make this style. Like you need a lot of like. Look at what they do.
Great story about founder Mark. One time he went to a competitor.
They have a lot of graphics in between. What is this? Salesforce dev. Okay.
Told you. We're gonna hang out. Gonna watch a movie.
Okay, that's kind of very relatable. It's kind of very relatable. Who else? Who else is on Salesforce?
You call me again, drunk in your bed, driving home under the influence. You stem my breath, 'cause you want.
Yeah, I see. For me, it looks like I could do something really good for the TikTok, because it looks like, I mean, I wanna learn how to make those videos, like for example, like this one. Where was it? This one.
Great
Really
story
good.
about sales.
Okay, this is from the podcast. Look at the, is there some kind of, how do they do it?
25-year-old kid Stephen Hakami. He's making $6 million a year with his software tool.
He takes on the sales job. He's using LinkedIn, but he can't export the contacts from Sales Navigator. So he has to do all this manual entry. Everyone else is using Zoom Info, and the issue is that the emails he was getting weren't very accurate. And so he thought to himself, what if I built a tool that solved these two exact things? And that is what created.
This is some really good thing. Like the way they, okay, so this is the same
You heard
formula.
of this kid Grant Roscoe? He's this kid from Nebraska, never went to college, but he's raised
Nice,
six.
nice. The editing is really good on those things. I think this is how it should look like. This is, if I do, I will try to create something similar. It's gonna be hard though. It's gonna be hard though. Dev Center. What's global community of developers? Ah, okay, I see. All right, so let's check out. Maybe they already uploaded the video. No, they didn't. They didn't. Like, why? So the way I'm supposed to upload something on TikTok is that I'm gonna somehow send it to my phone, and then from the phone I'm gonna upload it. Like, that sucks. Come on. All right. So I think that's fine for now. Let's see. So whoever joined Discord but didn't introduce himself, do that, guys. Do that. Just few lines, and it kind of good for everyone, because everyone can see what you're doing, and maybe you can find some kind of help. Maybe you can get together with some people, just as an idea. Why not? So here's something that I actually wanted to watch. So I want to watch this one. This guy, I criticized him. I kind of sometimes say, okay, he's trying to scam me and all of that. But I really need to understand what should be the good structure of the webinar that I'm building. And for those who, I kind of assume that new people gonna watch it. So what's the whole thing that I'm doing? So put on TikTok, I would cancel it out. I wouldn't say we did it, but it's canceled out. And finish webinar, that's something that I'm going to be working on. So for those who are completely new, what am I doing? I have here this Learn Apex. LearnApex.com. So this is the platform that I'm developing. This one, it's the platform. You can go here, you can log in if you have there, you can connect your org. We are currently still fixing the bugs here. So you can connect the org. You can go to modules, and let's say you want to learn variables, and you go to the variables and you say something like string my name equal to blah blah blah. And if you made a mistake here, you wrote something wrong, we click on run code, and we get immediately feedback. So we can immediately practice, not only have the material, just practice immediately here on the website. So we run the code and it works. We are still working on the proper connecting mechanism, and we are working, for example, on the mobile version of it, so that it looks much better. Like, look at this, it looks already much better on the mobile. And we are still developing this thing. Now, when I wanted to launch this thing, but I kind of can't. And the reason why I can't is because German government doesn't give me a visa, so I can't legally accept any money. Cloud Prism. But my main business is Cloud Prism, running the cohort-based courses. And the cohort-based courses, this is something how I already know how to do. I already run the first batch. I already know how people respond. I have the whole program. I have everything set up. I have everything in place. I tested out the program. I know that it works. I know that it's good. I got a good feedback. So this is something that I already know how to run. And this platform, it's something new. I don't know how to launch it. I don't know exactly how to market this thing. And it's going to be a lot of work to develop properly this platform. Now, initially, I thought that I found a way to accept money for this platform. So I was like, okay, so if I found a way, I'm going to just launch this platform. Yay, but then turns out, no, I can't accept the money because still don't have the visa. So now this thing, that path is done. Now I'm basically waiting to get my visa, and as soon as I get it, I'm gonna be launching my main thing so that we don't run out of money. That's the idea. So I'm gonna launch, and I have here my presentation that I will be using as a webinar. So basically what I want to build up is I want to build up a webinar for people. I want to build the best webinar for people to teach how they can go from complete zero, from not knowing how to code, to being Salesforce developers. And the way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna have my webinar, and this webinar, I'm gonna do it online, and for this webinar I need to have, let's change the color. Let's change color to this one. This goes away. So for this webinar, I'm gonna need to have landing page. So that this landing page it goes to the webinar. Right? As soon as people register for the webinar, I'm gonna have some email. Oops, that's an email lists to people. And after the webinar, people gonna receive also some emails, go into my email list. They're gonna get some emails. What an ugly drawing, you will say, and I'll say yes. So they're gonna get emails, and after that, the course will launch. Don't the course. All right, this is the idea. So what do I have now? So far, nothing. Nothing that is completely ready. I have some part of the webinar, but the webinar is still not finished, and this is something that I kind of want to do today. Yeah, that's the plan. But before we do that, I'm gonna make a really small coffee break. Oops, not what I wanted. Coffee break. Coffee break from 2002 till 20, let's say 05. That's the coffee break, guys. Gonna be back. Let me put some music for you.
I have made a lot of mistakes. I have been too self-involved, been protective of my feelings, but somehow you made me fall. You got on.
Sorry for that. Alright, I'm back. What happened to the music? Okay. So, they're still here. Okay, so let's see what this guy has to say about presentation framework. always there. Appreciate it. The presentation that I have, it's actually around 30 minutes. So this is what I have so far. What is the next step that brings the biggest return of investment? Okay. And then I go over, okay, let me sit properly. Okay. So we're focusing on these things, and here specifically 3 steps, and this makes sense, blah, blah, blah. And then I tell about all the free resources that I have, and Salesforce ban course. Okay, then I see those mistakes. Then I say that was a lot. And then I kind of make a transition, say, hey. And this part is not really thoughtful. Okay, I didn't really think through this part actually, but let's say I have 75 slides. Each slide, I think we should divide either by 2 and then we get the amount of minutes, or by 3. You're doing good today. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's see what this guy says. Let's see. Tell me also if it's not too loud, or if it's too loud.
In today's video has been responsible for over $20 million in online sales. It's been proven in a multitude of different industries, and this can work for webinars, stage presentations, or even sales videos. If you sell coaching, courses, services, or anything over the price point of $2,000, you absolutely need this framework if you want to convert more strangers into paying clients. So let's get straight into it. From start to finish, this framework is about 30 minutes, okay? Yes. Now, before we go any further, and before I break down every single thing you need to say and do to turn someone from a stranger to a ready-to-buy high-ticket client, you need to understand the context of where this framework would work best. I've been using it for webinars. It works incredibly well if you're going to invite someone to an online training event that's only going to last 30 minutes, and here's the kicker, points people to a phone conversation, does not attempt to sell them right there in the webinar. I actually have an online event where I teach this, and I call it the future of webinars. The game has changed. I don't have enough time in this video to dive into that, but the game's changed completely. We now no longer focus on selling products and services in webinar presentations. Instead, we use this 30-minute future of webinars framework.
Yeah, I see, but isn't it what we already listened today? The thing is that it works for high ticket sales, but I'm not doing here high ticket sales. Just want to tell about what I have, and that's it. I want to have simple. I don't want to overcomplicate things. Like, I don't want to go and speak to everyone who is remotely interested into my course if they should buy the 200 euro course. Like, that's not that much money to fill out my whole calendar with people. But if someone want to take the higher package, I'm happy to speak. I mean, I'm happy to speak to everyone, but I don't see it as necessary. Like, this is overcomplicating the sales. I just want to deliver my whole information, everything that I know about all the mistakes, everything that I learned in the last 2 years of teaching Apex. I don't want to just deliver this whole information, and at the end, for those people who stayed that long, I just want to say, hey guys, by the way, if you're interested, I'm gonna launch here the course. So I don't want to overcomplicate those things.
3 phases. Phase 1 over here is called setting the stage. This is where we are preparing the audience that we've invited onto this presentation. And again, if this is in the context of a webinar, which for me it often is, then I'm well aware that someone who registers for a webinar and attends the presentation has no commitment to stick around for the whole thing. They may not get to the end. So I need to do and say the right stuff in the beginning to keep them locked into the presentation. If you're going to use this framework for a stage presentation, same thing. We don't want people getting an excuse to get up out of their chair and leaving. And furthermore, if you're going to use this as a sales video, a video embedded on a sales funnel page, we don't want to give any reason for someone to go, nah, this is boring, and click off that page. So there's some really important stuff we do in the setting of the stage. We're going to come back to that in a moment. The second phase here in the middle, this is the training. This is where we're actually going to give some value to the audience that sets up the coaching that you're going to be offering them later on in the process. There's a very, very particular way that we need to create and craft this training material, and I'm going to break that down for you in just a second as well.
Nice.
And then third and finally, we have 3 elements to the setting of the stage, and you've got to get these right. The first element, and this is going to get a bit messy, so bear with me. The first element is the hook. This is going to last only about 2 minutes, not long at all. In fact, the entire setting of the stage, let's just block it off here. The entire setting of the stage is only going to be about 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. 5 to 10 minutes for the setting of the stage. So the hook is only going to take up about 2 or 3 minutes worth of that. The hook is where we are making it clear to the audience that they're in the right place, that they need what they're about to learn about, and they should keep their virtual bum in their virtual seat on this particular webinar. It's a waste of time on your webinar presentations to start, faffing about, hi, my name's John Pemberthy, and I'm super excited for today's presentation. Let me know where you're calling in from, and we do this whole thing for 5 minutes. That is where you get a significant drop off because people are going, nah, I don't really like this, I'm gonna leave. So you've got to hit the ground running. You've got to start your webinar presentation and immediately make it clear what this webinar is, who it's for, how it's going to help them, and why they should stick around. So that's the hook. You spend 2 or 3 minutes on hooking them into the presentation. The next thing that we do, okay, is we talk about them, okay? We talk about them. We don't go too fast into talking about ourselves. We like to talk about ourselves, and that often comes out too quickly in a presentation. Newsflash, your audience don't care about you. They actually care about the problem that they have that you're attempting to solve. So what we need to do in the next 2 to 3 minutes is we need to basically describe their situation. I call it displayed understanding. We're going to display to them through the words that we're saying and the illustrations that we
I always find the marketing part to be the most difficult and stressful aspect when it comes to promoting the business. Yeah, I agree with you. I wouldn't say that that's the. I totally agree. I don't know how stressful it is. It is what it is, but it's definitely one of the most difficult parts. Like that's for sure. And if you're really good at marketing, it's much better than being really good at programming. Much better. And I wish I could understand it before, because before I had this idea that if you're a developer, you're like, I don't know. For me, development and all the tech parts of all the tech jobs, they were just wow, so cool. Engineering, development, and what is marketing? What is it? Is it like writing pages? But marketing is so much cooler. If you're really good, if you're top 1% marketers in the world, that's crazy. That's like much better than being top 1% of all the coders. Illuminati, hi. Live at this time? Yeah, I mean, it's 9:30 for me. Not 9:30, it's 8:16 for me, so that's fine, that's fine. I usually don't stream at this point because there's because I have meetings at this point. But I don't have any meetings today till 12, so I'm good.
That we have on the slides that we understand.
But the point is, coming back to marketing versus coding, the best thing that you can learn is marketing. Like if you know how to market things, you will be able to earn your bread. But if you know how to code, yeah, it's very competitive.
understand them, we get their situation, we understand the pain that they're currently going through, and we do have a solution that's going to be able to help them. The better.
So this is something that I didn't include in my webinar actually. I don't describe it enough. So I have here this webinar is for you if you're admin, blah blah blah, but it doesn't describe the situation. And the situation that most people are in is following. You tried to learn Salesforce development, but gave up. Probably. You read something, or you tried something to learn, and then okay, so let me first describe the situation that most people are in. They go a little bit on the internet, they type Salesforce development, how to learn Salesforce development, they get a few articles, they suggest go to the trailhead, they go to the trailhead and they try to learn a little bit, they solve a little bit of modules, and then once they solve it, they still don't understand anything. They're like, what the hell was that? I can solve the trailhead, but I can't program myself. That's the problem. Okay, so probably you already tried trailhead. Okay, so probably you already typed how to learn Salesforce development, so that people recommend trailhead and tried to learn it there. But after solving a few modules, you're still not a developer, and you feel guilty. You are like, how other people learn development? Like, why I can't learn development? Why is it everyone becoming a Salesforce developer? I see all the people posting on LinkedIn. Why can't I become developer? Am I not smart enough for that? Like, why is it so hard to learn for me these things? And the thing is, no, you are smart enough. It's just you have a wrong approach, and people suggest usually the wrong approach on the internet. Learn it there. But after solving a few modules, you're still not a developer, and you feel guilty. How come I am not a developer? And on top of that, more and more descriptions require someone with Apex or LWC, and the competition on admin or consulting market is huge. Consulting. Okay, more. So I need to describe the situation that most people are in, and I'm gonna put it in better words once we have the whole webinar done. And then I say, okay, then that's exactly what we're gonna be discussing today. We're gonna discuss how to deploy your first code already next month, how to start with Salesforce development without any previous knowledge, and how to know what to study. So after the presentation, I hope you all will have a clear path how to do it. And also, I will give you a free guide that I wrote about. Right? And then I'm gonna say, hey, why should you listen to me? Why should you listen to me? Why should you care what I am talking about, not some other people on the internet? Because that, and that. Okay. So see, this guy helped me. That's nice. That's quite useful.
So we could articulate the problem that they've got, the more it's going to feel like they're on this webinar looking into a mirror. It's going to feel like you are describing this presentation just for them. And that's the feeling that we're after. And then finally, what we're doing is now we can talk about you in the final part of the setting of the stage. Now that we've hooked their attention, we've kept them in. Now that we've talked about them and we've made sure they feel understood, now we can move to talking about why you're an authority in this area, talk about some credibility pieces if you have them, so that they now understand why for them to get the result that they've just had brought back to the surface, you're the right person to teach them. That is how you properly set the stage on a webinar presentation, and it only takes 5 to 10 minutes within this framework. Now, by the way, I want to say at this point that I've played with this framework a lot. I've moved these things around, and this is the perfect way that it needs to be done, so don't change it. The next section in this framework is the training right here, okay? Now, you understand that the entire framework is 30 minutes. The training is going to be about 20.
So this is actually good, because I don't understand English directly. Wow, how are you watching the stream then? So this is good stuff, because I like short webinars. Whenever I go to the webinar and it's like 2-3 hours long, I'm like, wow. Or if I see that it's going to be that long. If I know that it's going to be only 20 minutes long, well, I can stick for 20 minutes. My attention span is of course quite not as good for 20 minutes. Maybe I'm going to watch and check out my phone and so on. But for 20 minutes, I think most people can stick to the webinar.
20 minutes for this section here. And believe it or not, we actually break this up again into the magic number of 3. Okay, you'll see 3 coming up in marketing a lot. And it's really because, side note, 2 doesn't feel complete enough. If you say I've got a 2-step system, I've got 2 things to teach you, it doesn't feel complete enough, doesn't feel meaty enough. But if we start going into 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps, it feels too much. 3 is a really nice number that works well in lots of different areas of marketing. Anyway, I digress. In the training...
Good point. This is such a good video. This is such a good video. Like, I know that I criticize this guy, and I stick to my words that I criticize him, but this is good. This is good. This is very helpful.
Section. We also want to break it up into 3 things. 3 things that we're going to teach them. 3 things that's going to provide them value and is going to position what it is that you'd like to sell them later on. The beauty of this particular framework is because we're not actually going to be selling them anything at the end of this webinar, we can be less strategic with how much value we give versus how much value we withhold, right? Maybe you've been on a webinar presentation in the past and you have committed 2 hours to this webinar, only to find that you get to the very end and there was very little value actually given, and it really just felt like you were in a glorified sales presentation, right? That's not the feeling we want to give people.
Exactly. So I've been to a few webinars and they were basically like buy us. Here's a little bit of information for you and buy us. Here's a bit more information, and if you want more, then buy us. That was awful.
In this particular framework. But the benefit that we have is that we're not selling anything. So because we're not selling anything, we can be a little bit more open, a little bit more free with actually providing value. So what I want you to think about is what are 3 things, 3 focus points that you can have that is going to position what it is that you do, that's going to provide a bit of value, give people what I like to call wow moments. Give them that moment where they go, wow, this is good, wow, this makes sense, but they don't necessarily know the hows, right? A way to remember this is they come to your presentation for the wow, but then they invest in your coaching for the how. So we want to give them those wow moments. We want to give them those epiphanies. We want to turn those light bulbs on in their heads. So break up what it is that you do, how you help people, what your audience needs to understand about the solution to the problem that they have, and then break it up into 3 things. I'll give you an example. On one of my most successful webinars, one single webinar presentation that's done in excess of $3 million from one slide deck, okay? Wow. My 3 training points were as follows. Number 1, I focused on the biggest mistakes that coaches make in my industry. At the end of this particular presentation, I'm inviting people that sell coaching and courses to have a chat with a member of my team to see if what we have is a good fit. And so what I do in my first point is I break down all the mistakes that coaches in our space are often making, but they're all mistakes that point out that I have a solution to each and every one of those mistakes. It also elevates my authority because I'm pointing out the things that are going wrong in the industry, and subconsciously, by default, they will then assume that because I'm highlighting those, I must have the answer to those as well. I'm also using some of those mistakes to position things that are important for me to attract my dream client avatar. For example, we only work with people who sell something for a high ticket price point. So if they sell something for $500, we can't really help them because it doesn't work in our framework. So one of the mistakes that I mentioned is that most online coaches are dramatically undercharging themselves. And then I teach them very, very quickly, I teach them how and why they should be increasing their prices. So I'm giving them that moment of, wow, that makes sense. Okay, I think I'm going to increase my prices, and I'm getting someone closer to the type of avatar that I want on the phone. So that's just one example. Now imagine that 7 or 8 times if I'm doing a list of 7 or 8 biggest mistakes. By the way, if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to register for the Future of Webinars 2-day event. We break this down in excruciating detail that we build on our upcoming, because we teach it, is YouTube advertising. So my entire second training point is just position. And so I opened and expanded, and they're like, wow, okay, YouTube expanded, and they're like, wow, okay, YouTube paid ads are the way to go. The third thing that I need to position is webinars. This whole YouTube video right now is all about the power of webinars and this presentation framework. And so that's what we teach, that's what we focus on with clients. So I need to position that too. So in training point 3, I'm breaking down why webinars are so powerful, how I'm using them, why they're so profitable for us, and again, why they beat every other potential sales funnel that's an option. So now you can imagine that after 20 minutes of some great information that's given them loads of epiphanies, loads of light bulb moments, loads of wow moments, you can imagine at the end of this training section, as we move into the hand raise, they're in a position where they're excited about this topic now. They realize the mistakes that they're making. They know they need YouTube ads and webinars and why they work so well together, but they don't know how to implement it. They've come for the wow, and now if they want to investigate the how, we can have a chat about that. So now we're going to invite them to speak with us on the phone, but not just in any old simple way of saying, hey, if you're interested, book a call and I'd love to speak with you. No, there's a strategic way that we need to position the phone call. So it's not going to be a 30-second invitation. It actually takes about 5 minutes. And it's because we're also going to break this up into 3 sections, okay? The magic 3 again. The first thing we want to do as we transition from training to hand raise is we need to do what I like to call inspire change. You might want to write that down in your notes. Inspire change. We want to speak to, for about a minute or two, we want to speak to the fact that they can't stay where they are. They can't have been exposed to all of this now and now just go back to doing what they were doing before. We need to make a change. And here's why we've got to make a change. And you've got to take that step. So we're inspiring them to make a decision to change. So that's what we do first. The second thing is we make the invitation to book a call. We present the opportunity to book a call on our calendar, have a chat, get to know each other, and see if our coaching is a potential good fit. And we tease it at that point as well. We make it very clear that that's what this phone call is for. This phone call is to see if we're a good fit to work together. I don't want you offering these calls as a strategy session, as a coaching session. If you do that, they're going to be expecting far too much value and they're going to be surprised when you make an offer at the end. We actually want to make it really clear that we're on the phone to speak about whether my coaching is a good fit, and that's going to get you much better qualified people on the phone. And then the final piece, the third piece of the hand raise, is that we create a little bit of urgency. So we talk about the fact the webinar's about to end, this opportunity to book a call you may never see again. We've only got limited spaces on the calendar, and of course, once they're booked, they're booked. So we're going to implement a little bit of urgency to get them to make that decision to book the call with us. So that's my 30-minute
Nice. Okay. I mean, that's really good. That's really good stuff here. How can I structure my webinar now, according to this? I mean, I think I'm following the same at least the beginning of my presentation is following what he talks about. I'm not really happy with those like secret 1, secret 2, and secret 3. I think we could somehow rephrase them. First, at least we could add here a exclamation mark and fix the grammar. But I think we could somehow rephrase them, because I don't know, now they're a little bit how to deploy first code already next month, how to start with sales for development without any previous knowledge, and how to know what to study to increase your market value. So okay, good. So that belongs into the introduction, this as well. So we have about 7 slides for the introduction, then I have 1 slide, then I start with all the secrets. And then I go to the secrets, and then I have 60 slides for actual content. And then I have the mistakes, and I would kind of take those mistakes, and I'm, for now, until I don't know how much my webinar is actually taking me to deliver, I'm gonna put them out. And then if I need a little bit more content, I'm gonna be basically including it. So something that I still don't understand how to do is the transition to the selling part. It's super awkward, and that's the worst part of any presentation, because now you have to go from delivering the value and being basically just giving a goodwill to people, to actually asking for sales, or asking to pay money for something, and I personally, I don't like this part. It's I don't know, I kind of my voice is getting bad. I start repeating myself, so it's the worst part. But I have to get this part right. So I'm gonna take this slide, and I'm gonna remove this slide, because that's some oops, no, go back. So there's something that belongs into just saying. So basically the way I wanna do it is I wanna say, hey guys, that was a lot. Can I share for a minute about what I do with Cloud Prism and about my courses, how I run them. So because I learned, I think you speak very clearly. Well, I speak very clearly now. I wouldn't say that I speak very clearly. I think I definitely speak much better than I was speaking 30 days ago in English. But I think that once you do the webinar, the pressure is a little bit more higher than it is now, because I can speak freely, I can make break, and I can whatever, go drink water. I don't feel the pressure now, at least. But once you do the webinar itself, it's kind of pressure, because you don't have the second chance. You either speak now or that's it. So I feel much more pressure. And the last time I was speaking, that was quite hard. Yeah, but basically, so here's what I'm gonna say on my webinar. I'm gonna say this was the way I learned how to code, and that's exactly how I also designed the course that I'm gonna run next. So basically, it has all the parts, everything that you need. So we have over 100 practical tasks. We have one-to-one mentoring support. We have personalized code review. We have a community of people. And after the course, if you go through the whole course, you will be able to write your code. You will be able to understand the code in your org. You will be able to deploy your first code into production already. And the most importantly, you invest in the skills that gives you really competitive edge on the market. The way it goes is that we have a live lecture. Then I give you the homework. You all solve the homework. And then if the homework, then you get the feedback for the homework. If the feedback was good, then you go and wait for the next lecture next week. We have 1 lecture 1 week. And we already had the first group 4 months ago. We're only running once or twice a year. We don't run that many times. So if you don't go this time, who knows when will be the next time. We already had a really good positive feedback from the last batch of people who went through the program, and I need to update those because we go. And then here I want to give the example of people who actually took it, and then I'm gonna say that we start already next Monday. And for limited time, for 24 hours, we have a huge sale for you guys, especially for those who attended the webinar. The sale is quite huge. And I'm so confident in what we are doing is that if you go through the whole program and you can't code, I will refund you all the money. And then here we're gonna include QR code for the payment. But that's only after I already have the payment system. So I have about 70 slides. 70 slides. If all of them take, let's say 20 seconds, it should be multiply by 20 seconds and divided by what, 60? 23 minutes. So it should be about 23 minutes in total. So I don't, yeah, I mean that sounds quite good. I don't want to make a huge webinar. I just want to make like 30 minutes on point. I'm gonna deliver everything that I know in 30 minutes, and then if people like it, join the course. If you don't like it, then maybe next time. That's the whole thing. And I think at this point, before I'm quite happy with the whole structure that I have. So I think at this point we are actually done with the webinar. I don't see anything that I could improve. I can call payment process. Yeah, I don't see anything that I could improve. So it seems to be good. So I think tomorrow we can already start with actually building out the funnel and landing page for the webinar. Let's see who is this guy. I get so many recommendations of this guy. Let's see who is.
So if you go down that road and you just listen to what the gurus say, then you're going to go broke very quickly.
Sales letters,
oh my
maybe
God,
sometimes
like a very cheap
video leading to a call, and then everything happens on the call. Another format is where people have automated webinars. Another format is where people have live webinars. So if we're specifically speaking to coaches and trainers, people who have mid to high ticket training products, and then we laid out these are the marketing funnels. What would you say about each of them?
You know this guy? Secret Billionaire Program. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I have never heard about this guy. But I don't like the, it's not, it's like, yeah, I don't like it's yeah. Let's just type here how to build a webinar funnel, how to create a webinar funnel. Automate course sales. I don't want to automate. Why is everyone so obsessed with the automation? Like, you don't need to automate. What the hell? Evergreen webinar. Let's have a look at this one.
Hey there, funnel builders. How are you doing? Mike here from Sell Your Service. Today on this call, I wanted to go over how to build a webinar funnel the right way. I'm going to talk about how to build webinar funnels, particularly if you're doing it for your customers. If you're looking to sell webinar funnels, or if you're looking to create a standard process maybe for you and to do as much as you can to focus on the content and the copy, there's an enormous amount on the technical side that I think people worry about.
Yeah, so basically, okay, let me go here to Excalibur. So this is done. Would this also say a program where millionaire people give up everything and try to become rich from scratch to prove that success is not matter of luck? Yeah. Okay, interesting. I know such a program. I watched few versions of that. Nice, interesting. So basically, if we have a look at what we have, I have finished the webinar, which is nice. I can finally tackle this one. Like, the webinar is done. I feel like it's done. I definitely gonna modify it, but I think at this point it's good enough. It's good enough. So the next time we can actually focus on building the whole. Yeah. We can actually focus on building the whole tech behind the funnel, because look what we need. Oops, sorry for that. Look what we need. if we go here to Accelerator, so here's what we need. We need a lot of stuff. We need the landing page. Landing page. Landing page. Right? So we need the landing page for the webinar. We also need the webinar itself. The webinar itself. Then we also need some kind of email sender. Email, I don't know, send emails, something like send emails. So we need to send emails, and I mean, I guess that's it. Not that many things actually. Not crazy stuff, not crazy stuff. And on top of that, the webinar, I should be able to stream it to LinkedIn. Should be able to stream it to LinkedIn. That's the goal. And also what we're gonna need to understand is how to run Facebook ads or YouTube ads, or what ads do you want to run. Ads. So ads, they're gonna be basically sending traffic to our landing page. Now, the landing page, people gonna go into the email list. Let's call it email list. People are gonna go to the email list. And they also gonna get an invitation to the webinar itself. To the webinar. What the hell is this now? And then the email list also gonna get invitation to the webinar. And on top of that, I also have my own email list. Email list, existing people there. So they also gonna get invitation here to the webinar. And LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I'm gonna need to advertise, so I'm gonna need to create posts for LinkedIn as well. So people gonna go into the email list from LinkedIn, I would say, or to the landing page. I'm not sure. To the landing page, maybe. I'm not really sure what's the best way to do that. But this is my plan. Looks quite crazy though. Kind of wanna organize this thing, but I don't know. I don't have a clear structure in mind how it should look like, because there are a lot of pieces that we need to consider. So my requirement for the webinar software is that first I can make some kind of landing page. I don't really care where to run the webinar. I wouldn't want to have some kind subscription based, or at least something. Yeah, I actually don't care about subscription. It can be subscription. That's fine. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna place here LinkedIn as a part of this, because that's how I get the whole traffic. LinkedIn and ads. Let's see about ads though. I'm not really sure that I'm gonna be running ads, but I think I will. I think I want to try to run Facebook ads and maybe experiment with the YouTube ads, because with YouTube it's actually, if I can target certain channels that people are watching and certain countries, should be actually quite possible to run. So for example, I definitely can go and for people who are watching Coding with Force, Yeah, so if someone watching Coding with Force and they are, for example, inexperienced, if I can set up those things in YouTube, that would be exactly my audience that I want, or Salesforce mentor, or I can find other people, Salesforce ban, say. So that's the idea. So I have a lot of a lot of things to discover, and I guess we're gonna be building it over the next week. At least I wanted to be done with the webinar already 2 days ago, but didn't happen. But now I'm gonna be building this whole funnel, I think, over the next week. So I have weekends, and I have the whole next week. It sounds actually quite good. My plan is to be done with everything by the end of the February. That's my plan. This is what I hope to accomplish. And if we are done by the end of February with everything, the whole funnel, everything, so that basically when we launch, when I finally get my freaking visa, so that I basically click on one button and everything runs, that would be really, really nice. Okay, so how to build a webinar funnel. Let's listen to the guy.
I'm gonna move myself down here. Hello. Sorry, my screen I'm using, my laptop's a bit of a weird shape, so that's why it kind of is on the other side. So here's the first thing we're going to look at. So the first thing I want us to be aware of is the registration page. Now your registration page is very important, but it doesn't need to be complex. It can be super, super simple.
He's breathing into the microphone. I hope I don't do it on streams.
This is where people are going to give their email address, and it's critical that you make it as easy as possible for people to opt in. This could be done in a multitude of ways. I used to build mine out in Beaver Builder, just using their form, like I think they call it their subscriber form. I know that things like Elementor and Divi have them. You could use lead pages. If you've got a funnel building software, whatever, they'll have some kind of opt-in page. This is essentially the...
Maybe I can build it on my Cloud Prism Elementor. I think I have an Elementor there.
Opt-in, and this is why this is so important, because the email address is how you continue to market from them. The thing that most people get hung up on, though, is the design, and that's not the most important piece, I can assure you. We have got extremely simple designs, just one column now, but what is important is the headline and the hook at the top. This is basically telling them, like, why would I bother signing up in the first place? So this area here, the headline, is absolutely critical, because what this does is set the frame for what are they going to walk away from if they join. A lot of people try to pile too much into the headline, and they say, oh, I'm going to teach you weight loss and fat loss and how to get fitter and how to get leaner and how to build muscle and how to build a perfect gym. It's like, just strip it all back. Ultimately, what are they getting? If you go through all of that, it's probably something like how to feel more confident in your body and not have to go on a diet. Our most recent one was how to sell a $25,000 marketing funnel. Previous to that, it was how to get clients for your business without spending a cent on advertising. The more focused and specific your headline is, the higher the opt-in rate will be, because it needs to be as least confusing or as clear and concise as possible. This part here, where people are redirected, in an ideal world, you would have them go to some kind of like thank you page with like a sales letter, but truth be told, you don't need something like that. This thank you page or confirmation at its basis needs to just tell them like the date, the time that they've registered for, and maybe a countdown if you've got it. But honestly, if you're doing this for the first time, if you're really making this as simple as possible, I wouldn't worry too much about this. You just want to make sure that they are aware that they have signed up. What most people do now is basically wait until the actual date of the webinar, and then they just go, right, we're going to go live. They assume that people who have joined have put it in their calendar, they've put time aside. They're also assuming that like nothing's going to come up over the next week. The hard work actually begins after the opt-in. This is why this is so important to get this down pat, because anyone who opts in is going to be added to an email list. It's my favorite thing in the world, is building the email list. And you're going to send reminders, regular reminders, via email marketing, potentially via some other methods as well, like potentially via ads as well, because you're going to want to remind them when the actual live webinar is. So I'm using my new tablet, so that's why my That's why my lines are all ski with. I like to remind people, if I'm promoting it beforehand, 1 week, 1 day, 1 to 1/2 of the hour, and also when we're live. So I like to send 4 reminder emails with the links through to.
This is some really awesome stuff. And this is what I see all the time, is that really good, like, this is just complete breakdown of everything that you need to do. Just take this thing and do it exactly like this. I don't know what this guy has as a credibility, but I definitely know that I already discussed this whole thing with my mentor. I have one mentor. I didn't speak to him for like I think 2 months or something, because he's super expensive. But this is exactly the structure that we discussed. But back then I didn't know about the structure, so he pointed me that this is the way I should sell it. And this guy is basically telling the same idea. A little bit we had a different idea, but I think that's correct. 1 week, 1 day, 1.5 hour, and then when we are live, I think we could even increase it to 5 sales emails. But I think it's good. And look at this. It only has 6.7 thousand views. Just imagine that this video watched only 6.7 thousand people, or maybe even less, because views are counted. You can watch the same video multiple times, which I will be doing. So on the whole planet, like, this is so underrated. Those things are so underrated, because this is where on earth can you learn those things if not here? You can't. They don't teach you it on YouTube, right? You can't on YouTube in the college. You can't learn it in school. You can't learn. You need to have someone like this to basically break down those things for you. And this is so useful. It's insane. It basically, this video alone, you can make I don't know, like $1,000 just out of this video, because you watched it. At least that's what I think. I don't know. I didn't do that. Let's see if that's gonna help me. Let's see.
That same page. I just want to keep reminding them, and I'll keep reminding them of the benefits, keep reminding them of the topic, keep reminding them of who I am. I want to really drive that home so that they understand that we are going live on this date, and I'll repeatedly remind them of what that is. On the actual day of the webinar, this is when we do the live presentation.
Ew, don't breathe that much.
I did product design at uni. As I get used to my tablet here. On the actual webinar itself, people kind of say about length and time. We've all been on them. They're typically 90 minutes. They're typically 60 minutes of education and then 30 minutes of sales. I've been on webinars that have just been 30 minutes of pure sales. I've been on webinars that are 60 minutes long and included the sales message. I've been on webinars that are 45 minutes long and had like a 20-minute sales message. There's so many ways to split it up. Again, if you join webinars and start attending them and try to kind of step out of it a little bit and understand how people are running them, what you're trying to do is give as much value up front. You really want to help them and give as much value up front as you can, because the hard work comes afterwards. Yes, you are going to make an offer, and what I do is I set up a special URL and a page, and that page then goes through to one of my like checkout pages where people can actually buy. And I don't take them to a sales page at that point. I'll take them to the checkout page, and I'll say, on the call, okay, and this is available for $5,000 or $2,000 or $200 or whatever it is. Just head to sellyourservice.co.uk/funnel, or website.com/checkout, and that'll take you there. If at the end of the call, if I can, I will automatically redirect people either to a sales letter or to the checkout page. Again, just test it. It's not going to make or break your webinar. Here's what's going to make or break your webinar. Every single person who attended and every single person who didn't attend, I want to then send email marketing. And what I tend to do is I tend to send them 1 email the day after. I send them 2 emails the day after that. And I send them 3 emails the day after that. So on day 1, 1 email. On day 2, 2 emails. And on day 3, 3 emails. I've heard people call this
email being a must required form field for registration. Fantastic suggestion. Yeah, I'm not really sure what exactly you mean.
A 1, 2, 3 sequence, unsurprisingly. Typically, this is where I'll remind them of the replay. I'll also remind them of the replay here. I'll remind them of the offer. I'll then put in
email for guest attending webinar is a must. Yeah, I agree. So once people, even if they didn't join the webinar itself, sending emails after, really good idea. I'm not so sure about the structure though, like 1, 2, and 3. I kind of feel that, so here's what I want to do. I want to give a limited offer to people who join the webinar, because those are most engaged people and they should be kind of rewarded for these things, right? So I want to give an offer for 24 hours. And I think that it makes more sense if you give an offer for 24 hours. You thought that I'm on the call. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to be on the call with this guy. Yeah, so what I want to do is, I think, I don't know how it's gonna come up. 3-point interaction seems too much. At the end, yeah, I mean, yeah. Definitely what I want to do is that I want to include this limited offer because I want to kind of create urgency. And send the reminders about this limited offer. And then also reminder about the start of the course, and then also reminder that the course is started. I just need to keep attention that we don't overload people and people don't put me into the spam folder.
A really basic like gain, logic, loss sequence from Digital Marketer. So this is kind of like really heavy.
But it does look like I'm on the call with this guy. So if you just joined like straight into the stream and you don't know, and yeah, it does look like this.
And then the logic aspect might be like testimonials maybe. And then the loss aspect just reaffirms like what are they losing if they don't buy it. Potentially that could be like if you're running a special offer or a special deal, but also if they have if you have a scarcity based process that's actually coming into their business, that can actually be more powerful than taking the offer away. It's one thing to say,
what is your product, by the way? Yeah, I think it's a good point. So I want to show what's my product. I'm running 12. Well, okay, I've done it only once, so I cannot say I'm running, but this is what I plan to do. Is I plan to run the 12-week online cohort-based course to teach people how to code in Salesforce, from zero to Salesforce developer. And 12 weeks, it's not that much, but I wanna have 3 packages basically. One package is just recordings. The second package is a master group where you basically have live events, code review by chat. You have mentor access with me by chat, not one-to-one. And then the another one is the mentoring part. And I already have the whole webinar presentation. And I want to do a huge sale for people here. So basically, like this, and I want to do it for 24 hours or maybe 36 hours. I don't know. I haven't come up exactly with, but definitely I'm going to include this type of sale that, hey guys, here's the sale for you, and I have either I'm going to make it based on the 24 hours, or maybe I'm going to make it based on just amount of people to buy it, like let's say limit to 20 people or 10 people for this price. But I don't like the limited, because why would I artificially limit the amount of people who want to buy recordings? Doesn't make sense. Like just buy how many you want, like buy 50 people. If you want all 50 people buy the recordings, why not? Why would I stop you? But the hour limitation is kind of makes more sense than that. And I do have a limit though on the mentoring part, because I physically cannot take more than let's say 10 people. Oh yeah, I can take more than 10 people though. Definitely cannot take physically more than 20 people. Okay, where's this guy?
Say, look, we're doing a cart opening, or we're doing a lifetime deal, or doors are closing on our course, in 3 days' time. It's a completely different one to say, look, do you want to keep missing out on sales? Do you want to keep missing out on time with your family? Like every day you don't lose that extra kilo or that extra pound is going to be harder. So personally, I actually think that external trends that are facing them and chasing them are more powerful than the loss sequence. Other than that, I then, personally, when we run this, I will measure everyone who visited and almost purchased. So all of this is designed to get people who have visited sales pages, and I will then continue to follow up with them, and I will also follow up with everyone who almost bought as well. So I'll create 2 lists, and that's when I'll continue to close. The fortune is in the follow-up. It's really important that we understand that it's not a case of everyone's going to buy immediately. So quick run through again of that. Registration page, keep your headline nice and tight, nice and simple. Redirect them to a thank you page. In an ideal world, you would actually place like a video sales letter and try to immediately upsell them a product. But if you're just doing this for the first time, I wouldn't worry too much about that kind of stuff. The idea is you want to make sure they go onto an email list and you remind them with the 1-1-1 rule. 1 week before, 1 day before, 1 hour before, or half an hour before. And I also like to tell them when we're live, and you send them the link to the actual webinar call. What you can do is you can take your webinar, take the actual video itself, and create a new page, and then that's your replay page. And what I like to do with this is we have a few different options. Like we'll have like a just-in-time option. We'll have one that's like every 15 minutes. We'll have one that's every Thursday, and it means that anyone who opts in is actually then shown that same, eventually that same replay. We still then use the 1, 2, 3 sequence afterwards to anyone who signed up. That becomes like the sales campaign, the follow-on campaign for them. And I will still have automation coming through of anyone who's opted in. I'll say, well, who has almost bought? Who has run through the checkout process and almost bought? Who has actually visited the page? And we'll follow up with them as well. So at a really high level, that is how I build my webinar sequences. They can get way more complex than this. This is as simple as I have found that the process works. At the bare minimum, the number one thing to focus on is either practicing your opt-ins and registrations, and practicing the actual the webinar pitch itself, and getting really good at focusing and doing that webinar pitch. That's what I would focus on. If I had to prioritize, I would prioritize, let me do this in green here, I would prioritize the registration page, and then I would prioritize the actual pitch itself, and everything else can come afterwards. You can get better at everything else as you go.
This is so I'm gonna be focusing on everything. I will make as good as I can, as much as I can. But this is a really, that really makes sense. This video, let me like it. What do they ask? Webinar marketing, how to build an example funnel map here. Nice. And I can leave here. Do they have, what do they have? Funnel builders, how to double your revenue in 90 days without ads or content marketing. I probably can't afford their services. Free training. But let's go through their funnel. If you're a funnel agency owner generating at least 10,000 a month, then you might just be a few strategies, tactics, and best practice away from doubling your monthly. Okay. Yeah, but I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. That's sure. That's for sure. Because I don't even have a funnel. Okay, what does he have to end? Like, this is really good. This is subscribe. This is perfect. Like, this is exactly what I need. Oh, WordPress is a better click than ClickFunnels. Okay. Yeah, this is some really good stuff. Stories. Nice. This is really, really good.
If you're already building webinars, let me know what you're using in the comments down below. I have started using Webinar Kit. I absolutely love it. This is not like a sales video or anything, but Webinar Kit is what I've been using. Let me show you this. I have got an affiliate link down below.
Okay.
There we go. Down below if you want to check this out. This will take care of literally everything except the actual call. As I mentioned, this is not like a hardcore sales message, but if you are wondering like how am I going to get all of this stuff done, a really simple piece of software to use is Webinar Kit. I've got a full review of that coming out.
I see. Ads. I think I'm just gonna use WordPress. I think I can build together some stuff there.
Later, but yeah, I have found Webinar Kit basically takes care of everything except presenting the webinar, and yeah, that's a process that's trial and error and a lot of learning and education anyway. But yeah, Webinar Kit does the registration pages, does the reminder emails, does the replay. Webinar Kit already or something else. Also, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click subscribe.
Okay, all right. That's enough of this guy. So I think I know how to do that. Now I wanna include in this whole thing that he showed. Yeah, something that I still cannot really comprehend in my mind. How I'm gonna put it all together, combining with sending people. So most of my traffic is gonna go from either ads or actually LinkedIn. So I'm gonna definitely have so much more people from LinkedIn. And how I'm gonna do it so that people register for the webinar, and then the webinar is streamed to where they registered for the webinar and LinkedIn and maybe YouTube. Like this part is really unclear for me from the tech perspective, not from just from the tech perspective. I really don't understand it. So this part, so a person goes from LinkedIn. I make, for example, a LinkedIn post. I include the link in my LinkedIn post for the landing page. For the webinar, I wouldn't call it landing page though. It's a webinar registration page, right? So the person goes to the webinar registration page and they end up in the email list. I kickstart my email marketing process there, okay? And once we do the webinar, where do we do the webinar? How do we, like this moment where how do I make the start of the webinar? Like, should I send people just to Zoom meeting? No, but I cannot stream a Zoom meeting into LinkedIn. I can use Restream, for example, right? So I can use Restream, but people cannot join the Restream. So let's say now I'm streaming here. I'm streaming here to YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, so this whole part is not really clear for me. But what is definitely clear that I probably will be building this whole registration page. I think this part. I think I'm gonna build it just on WordPress. I don't see any reason why would I not. Let's see. Let me go to admin. Let's see what can I build out there. Okay, I think I logged in. Let's see Cloud Prism. Ah, come on. This is the worst part around it, is that it's so fucking slow. Dashboard. Okay, so let's say pages, add a new page. Let's say I want to create a new page. So slow. Webinar on, how to call it? Webinar landing page? Webinar page on WordPress. There's definitely some plugin for it. One thing that I also gonna do is that first I will create a new project for that. Okay, so here's the new project in Notion, and I'm gonna call it create webinar funnel. So here on the webinar funnel, I will, so what's the to do? First, write write down to do. That's gonna be the first one. Write down to do. The second one, my head is just blank. Okay, build, let's say build WordPress page. And I like very simple things, and I'm gonna copy another guy. Where are you? This one. Here with this one. No, it's not it.
What I'm going to teach you in today's video has been responsible for over 20 where we are realistically.
Okay, this is something that I watched. I think this one.
I feel the list. There's some
somewhere where he actually shows his webinar page. This one. This is a very simple one, and this is something that I want to copy from how he uses it. So let me make it smaller. Create a webinar funnel, and here's the structure. So the structure will be, we're gonna have heading, we're gonna have sub heading, big button, then timer and date, and what he has next. Come on, show us. Yeah, that's what he has as next. What you will, let's call it second card. Basically, what will you learn? And image and 3 secrets, like this. So let's actually write down those things. So heading, the heading will be following. How to become a Salesforce coding skills in a few months. right? Even if you didn't write, okay, and okay, here I know what I'm gonna write, and earn K per year. The thing is that it's obviously you will not become a developer that quick, but this is one of huge motivation points why people actually do that, and I'm gonna include it here. Okay, the heading, this is the subheading, right? This is the subheading. Now the big button. At least I want to make them bold. Don't want to make it, okay. Subheading, big button. The big button is, yes, show me the training. I don't need to overcomplicate anything. I just need to take the structure that they have and basically put my webinar. Then we're gonna have divider. Then we're gonna have, I just copy it and put here. But this thing, he has every 15 minutes. I'm not gonna do the fake part. I'm just gonna implement just normal live webinar. What's going on? Notion. Hello. Okay. Then this part, and I'm gonna put here an actual date. And what you'll learn, let's call it like this, part 1. And I already have those things. How to deploy first code already next week. How to start with the Salesforce development without any previous coding skill. How to know what to study to increase your market value. Why not? Why not? I would like to get a feedback on it, but yeah, I don't know anyone who can give me like meaningful feedback on those things, except my mentor, to which I need to come back. So, but I cannot come back to my mentor. We had a promise that I only come back to him once I get a visa and once I have a date when we launch the course. Okay, so that's gonna be the quite a simple landing page. And I think I will be able to do it just in Elementor in WordPress. I don't need any complicated things. The only one thing is that after this, we should be redirected into the thank you page. And I know that a lot of people put there like a thank you video. And I think it has a reason. And the reason is to get a little bit familiar with whoever gonna be the speaker. And in general, what we're trying to achieve with those things is that we try to achieve that people spend a little bit more time with us. And if I have a very short webinar, like 30 minutes, it's okay if I put just like 2 minutes video. Totally fine. Why not? I'm gonna do that. Just need to figure out the tech part in the WordPress. Yeah. Okay, guys, so this is basically what I will be doing tomorrow. I'm gonna basically build this sales page tomorrow, and for today, I think that's it. I don't have anything. I'm gonna go here to the Discord channel, and I'm gonna answer everyone on the Discord channel and everyone on LinkedIn. So if you didn't join the Discord channel, it's free. Join. Why didn't you? Join it. Yeah. So thank you, everyone, and I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow at the same time. Thank you, and